Let's watch a video on Cocomelon, the cartoon channel. Of course, I don't watch. I'm not a kid, but it's for our kids, the cartoons and all kind of entertainment channel. And according to Sunny V2, it is the most evil channel on YouTube. And that channel is just crazy. Honestly, the amount of money they have made and the amount of the thing they have put into children head, all that cartoon and all that stuff is kind of crazy, and gonna lie. And whatever they show, I think so it's getting kind of out of limit maybe. But we're gonna find more about Cocomelon channel, like why it's bad or why it's most evil channel on YouTube. A Sunny V2 channel, and yeah, let's watch it together and let's see why this is.
My son is almost 2 and I've been letting him watch Cocomelon.
Okay.
But now I had to get him speech therapy so I can get him to talk. There
What?
are hundreds and hundreds of anecdotes in which parents mention the exact same problem. The Cocomelon show is so insanely addictive, it's being compared to nicotine and causing developmental issues amongst the kids who can't stop watching. Children's TV expert Jerica Sands calls it the most damaging show a child can watch, explaining the sneaky ways in which they make the show addictive.
Right.
Firstly, there's the colors. Take for example the wheels on the bus. The 3 main colors, blue, green and yellow, are all at maximum saturation, meaning they cannot be made any brighter no matter how hard you try. Extreme saturation is normally used for alerts and notifications, as it's exciting, dynamic and attracts attention,
Right.
which is why it's also used in slot machines. Cocomelon puts these colors in perfect contrast, making them appear even more vibrant, which is different to, for example, Bluey, in which the colors instead blend together. Cocomelon's also different because it's highly repetitive. There's a reason they have 38 videos with over
38 videos over billion views.
a billion views.
Damn. Yes, vegetable. Yes, playground. Peekaboo. Old MacDonald. Sick song. Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, of course. Deck the halls. Wheel on the bus. Whoa, that is crazy.
A child's brain is wired to learn through repetition, so it feels right to them to watch the same thing over and over again. Cocomelon abuses this in almost every video. For example, in the Yes Playground song, they pick a word to repeat 3 times in every
Yeah, I like them. Oh, yeah, yes, I want to wear my shoes. Stomp. So it's like, yeah, yes, stomp, yes. That thing is kind of very repetition,
sentence, pairing it with a subtly repeating background lullaby, keeping children hooked. Literally no show or movie puts my son into a deep trance the way Cocomelon does. The second it's on the TV, he turns into a toddler zombie who doesn't see or hear anything else that's going on in the room.
Very true.
This is only exacerbated by Cocomelon's subtitles, which have also been a heavy point of criticism. The letters are not educational. I can barely read them fast enough. It's simply another interesting element to capture your little one's attention. Cocomelon explains in every description, our goal is to help make learning a fun and enjoyable experience for kids, giving you the peace of mind that your children are receiving quality educational content. People have argued that they're teaching exactly what children shouldn't do. For example, in the No Bedtime song, the baby refuses to brush his teeth, have a bath, put on pajamas or get in bed.
What the heck?
Education is that he eventually agrees to do so, yet a TikTok user was critical, stating, anytime I'd ask my son to do a simple task, he'd say no. He's sitting there watching Cocomelon, which taught him no, and to say no to me. On the topic of education, Jerica Sands stated, these people don't give a shit about our children.
True.
They care about money.
That's
it. Your child's cognitive development in direct exchange for their wealth, and there's pretty good
The money's coming for them. They don't really
New York
care.
Times journalist
What
visited
happens to your kid?
Cocomelon's studio, discovering their #1 focus is keeping children hooked. Cocomelon's data and analytics team sifts constantly through YouTube numbers to determine exactly what resonates. Should a girl wear black jeans or blue jeans? Should the music be louder or softer? Should the bus be yellow or red. Yellow is the answer, as they use a darker method to ensure that they're correct. Cocomelon has a dedicated Distractotron room, in which once a month children are brought here one at a time and shown a handful of episodes to figure out exactly which parts of the shows are engaging and which are tuned out. Next to the
They're
TV
doing
playing
experiments.
Cocomelon, there's a second screen which plays a continuous loop of banal real-world scenes. A guy pouring a cup of coffee, someone getting a haircut, each lasting about 20 seconds. Whenever a youngster looks away from the Moonbug show to glimpse the Distractotron, a note is jotted down. We can see what they're looking at and the exact moment when they got distracted. Therefore, education clearly isn't the primary goal.
True.
Keeping kids' attention is, and this is proven by Cocomelon's most addictive element, rapid camera cutting. It's crazy how many times the frame changes on Cocomelon. It's the same type of addicting behavior that we experience on a TikTok binge. It's the quick change of frame that releases that dopamine and makes the videos addicting to watch. Count the seconds between a change of frame. Well, TikToker the Circus Brain did exactly this. He firstly counts the changes on My Little Pony, concluding there's about 6 seconds between each cut. He then compares it to Cocomelon.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1.
In her video, The Nightmare That Is Cocomelon, Savantix draws a similar conclusion. She found that 96% of the shots in Baby Shark were shorter than 2 seconds. She then compares 4 different animated shows, again finding Cocomelon has the shorter shots.
The longest shot on a Cocomelon video was 6 seconds. The longest shot on
That's
Arcane
crazy.
was 8 seconds. The longest shot on Bluey was 27 seconds. And the longest shot on Encanto was 18 seconds.
Which, when combined with every other element, creates some terrifying statistics. Dr. Kristen Summer explained that when showing an infant normal video content, they'll focus on the screen just 11% of the time. However, when the video is instead switched to Cocomelon, their screen engagement skyrockets to a whopping 74%.
Oh wow, of
This
course.
therefore produces stories such as this. I used to volunteer for a preschool and they had song time. A Cocomelon video came on and all of the tots stopped what they were doing, put down their cheese crackers, and remained fixated on the screen for the duration of the video. It was honestly kind of terrifying. YouTuber Saberspark shared his own personal anecdote. He asked to watch a Disney movie with his 2 younger cousins, who both completely refused, and instead spent all day glued to an iPad playing the addictive show. In Cocomelon Made My Kid a Zombie, a mother talks about her son. He would be in a daze while watching it. You could be waving your hand right in front of his face, and he wouldn't move. It was
That's really
almost scary.
scary
This
and
was
true,
also
though.
discovered by Sarah Mills 98, who explained when the Cocomelon addiction is so real that my 1-year-old can navigate the TV to turn it on by himself. However, nothing shows the addiction better than the Cocomelon TikTok trend. Parents will play the show's intro loudly and video their kids sprinting toward the television, where you can witness their mood change instantly. The New York Times journalist found something similar. The kid in the Distractotron had shown up in the midst of a tantrum, which ended the second he heard the Cocomelon theme song. It was no surprise to Wheeler, the head of research. 99% of kids, he said, if they're having issues when they get here, once that Cocomelon song comes on, they're like, life is okay, all is good with the world. Obviously, there's a reason for this. Cocomelon is so hyper-stimulating that it actually acts as a drug, and what happens when you take the drug away. Young children experiencing symptoms of addiction and withdrawal, obviously leaving them completely dysregulated.
Like their mood is not as good as it is
what happens
before.
when you take the show away,
Look at that.
explaining he'll be inconsolable for at least 10 to 15 minutes after, adding in the description, Cocomelon meltdown is legit. Once you have a taste
She
of
wants
the
Cocomelon.
it's hard to break the addiction, which this Reddit user had experienced even worse. My husband and I have been worried about our child. I can slowly see how she'd throw violent tantrums at home and in church whenever she'd get bored and would want to watch the show. Her behavior changes the moment she watches the show, and she will not even eat her meals if she wouldn't watch it.
Oh wow.
After these tantrums end, kids can experience a general discomfort in the speed of everyday life. The more they watch the show, the more their brain begins to expect this intense level of stimulation.
Basically, Cocomelon overstimulates their brains so much that everything else just seems slow and boring in comparison.
However, the potential consequences get much worse than this. As mentioned at the start, it was the cause of a child's speaking problems, with a notable reply reading, "Same thing happened with my daughter too. She's 4 but can't speak properly. She knows the words, but she does not like to frame the sentence or speech. She has been watching these Cocomelons or such other stuffs for 2
just
or 3
try to take that
years,
away,
but we're
man.
not too late."
Slowly at
Over
least,
on
you know?
Reddit, a speech-language pathologist explained, "Screen time in general is linked with speech delays for a variety of reasons, but Cocomelon is excessively bad. Firstly, unlike other TV shows or movies, it doesn't have a story. It's just very short clips with poorly written songs.
Right.
The kids aren't able to follow the plot, learn vocabulary, and see the resolution of a conflict, supported by infant specialist Meg Fora."
And the problem with fast-paced TV programs is that we find that little one's language development is slower.
On the Agents of Speech YouTube channel, this is again confirmed.
The main problem with watching videos on the internet is that they don't know how to use the language that they learn.
But he adds that 4 to 5 hours of screen time per day can make a toddler completely non-verbal.
No,
4 to 5
dude,
hours
4 to 5 hours of that is crazy. That
obviously
is
a lot
just
of time,
too much,
but in
dude.
Cocomelon Made My Kid a Zombie, researchers discovered that 5-year-olds who watch more than 2 hours of TV a day tended to have lower attention spans and were 7.7 times more likely to show symptoms of ADHD. These
Yep.
screen times might be even lower for Cocomelon specifically because, as explained by Jerica Sands, not all screen time is created equal. A child who just watched 30 minutes of Cocomelon and a child who just watched 30 minutes of Trash Truck will look like a very, very different child. Thankfully, here lies a simple solution. Sierra Renee explained, "My 2-year-old is speech delayed and addicted to Cocomelon. Switched to Miss Rachel 2 days ago, and he's already saying more words and hasn't had any tantrums."
Oh,
Kim
wow.
Got It shared an almost identical anecdote. "My 8-month-old was obsessed with Cocomelon and having bad tantrums, so I cancelled Cocomelon and only let her watch Miss Rachel.
Miss
and she
Rachel,
said
huh?
her first word within the first 3 days of watching." Clearly, parents are able to simply change the channel.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
Before leaving Cocomelon a massive amount of dislikes. They've therefore earned the title, "The absurdly popular kids show parents hate," and Cocomelon has actually responded to the criticism.
Oh,
that
they have?
explain our shows are not intended to replace outdoor playtime or playdates. They have a place in children's entertainment time, and as with food, exercise, etc., it comes down to each parent to find the right and appropriate balance for their children.
True.
Our responsibility is ensuring that the quality of the content that we produce is high and beneficial for the development of a child's cognitive and soft skills. It is worth adding that our social media communities are filled with stories of parents who experience firsthand how Moonbug content helps their children. Cocomelon does have a crazy amount of supporters, but it's obvious that some of them are simply ignoring the downsides. My baby learned the alphabet and numbers from Cocomelon. She may not speak a complete sentence, but she expresses her wants through phrases.
I see.
But is it Cocomelon's responsibility to ensure that babies are talking? Well, no.
No.
People love blaming cartoons and games for raising children, and not the shitty parents that don't step in to
True.
stop them from
Very
watching
true.
so much. Cocomelon is actually a really sad symbol of parents giving their children tablets instead of actually parenting and interacting with them. Ultimately, parents are the people who choose how much their child consumes.
First of all, I think so parents also have to take some kind of action into this. Like, they don't just give them the iPad or play it on the TV and let their children sit in front of 4 to 5 hours a day. Dude, that is crazy. That is hella crazy, man. Like, even 1 hour a day would be like too much, little too much, I think so. But 1 hour a day should be the maximum limit, you can say, to watch at least the Cocomelon, you can say. But 4 to 5 hours a day is just crazy. Then it just goes to the parents that they are not doing their job as a parent, because it's letting your kids sit in front of iPad and all that, in front of screen, you can say, for 4 to 5 hours a day, and watching these and going into brain all this dopamine and all that they're getting. It's just crazy, honestly. Also, I mean, I get it, Cocomelon is not, is just caring about the money and all that stuff, but parents need to step in. They need to stop letting their kids watch this much, or at least try to change the channel. as they were showing Miss Rachel. I have no idea about her channel and all that, but so like Miss Rachel have this channel, and yeah, many parents tried to do was change the channel, and boom, their kids started to learn some alphabets or some words and some counting and all that stuff, you know. So yeah, parents have to do is, if they really think, just change it. Let your kid, you know, cry or do something about it. Of course they're gonna cry and all that, they want all that thing back, and because the show is just made like that, you know. They want their viewers to come back and back. You saw they got billions of views on like 30 plus videos, you can say. So they made hella money, they got a lot of viewers, and I guess they are getting some kind of a hate or dislikes now, which is good. But it's good, I think so. Just parents also need to take a break, or let their kids take a break from it, and also change the channel to some other better channel, or just try to keep them away from all these shows and stuff, man. I mean, I get it, kids wanna watch all this stuff, but at the same time it's not really good. If they wanna watch, 1 hour max should be the perfect limit, I think so. After that you can do other kind of stuff. Just go out, touch grass, bruh. Go out, touch grass, or do something else, or read, or anything, any kind of other activity. There are so many other games and stuff you can, interactive games physically you can do at home, I think so. But yeah, there is parents' fault, but there is also Cocomelon fault, you can say. And I'm not saying that Cocomelon is really good and all that. Of course they are crazy, dude. They are just so addicting, you know. Their channel is so addicting for kids, especially because those are their viewers, you can say. But they are kind of evil, you can say, because most people are getting disadvantage than advantage, or most kids are getting disadvantage than advantage. And I think so, parents need to step in, and they need to stop them from watching that. Just fully remove that channel from their kids, whatever YouTube and all that, and just start watching the other better channels, like Miss Rachel channel, you can say. And they're gonna start learning other stuff, better stuff. And if not, just to play some other games, do anything else other than watching videos and stuff. You get what I mean? But yeah, overall very good video, very overall fully explanatory video as always from Sunny V2, and really kind of exposing Cocomelon, you can say. But yeah, that's it for this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one.